Welcome to Sports CTO Talks. In this series, we would be connecting with industry leaders from technology and sports industry. I am Ami, your guide on this journey through amazing mind of sports and tech leaders who are shaping the future of sports. We will dive deep into discussions driving the industry from AI to cloud, from cybersecurity to sustainability. If it is sports tech, we are talking about it. On today's episode, we have Neeraj Jha. He's the head of sports at Warner Brothers Discovery. We welcome you, Neeraj ji, to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. He has more than 2 decades of experience pioneering work across journalism, sports production, programming, and content acquisitions. Neeraj is also a strategic thinker who seamlessly balances big picture vision with hands on execution. He has led multiple operations spanning high stakes sports programs, entertainment, digital content, and talent management, all while fostering innovation and cost effective solutions. Not only he has stirred the creation and execution of original TV and digital shows, promos and brand content, but he has also built robust teams, systems to support smooth collaborations with content partners. With his corporate and creative impact, he is accomplished author. His best-selling book, Virat: The Making of Champion, has resonated with countless readers. In the today's podcast, he would be sharing his experience about how AI partnerships and profit strategies are redefining the sports media in India. Once again, thank you, Neeraj ji.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Thank you
So
again.
my first question to you is sports broadcasting is often a passion driven, but you operate with a clear EBITDA lens. How do you balance the content programming with profitability?
Right. When you say sports, for any kid, for any athlete or for a broadcaster, sports means passion. It, it is driven by passion, but it has to make business sense when you say EBITDA and all. But what has happened in the past, every broadcaster has invested a lot of money, but they are always in the red zone because they are not able to make money because the rights costs are very high. So we as a broadcaster always balance both, by choosing properties that may not be mainstream but have a strong growth potential and loyal audiences. So like we run a lot of wrestling on the channel because we see that it's not that too costly for us, but it also add a lot of audience to our channel. So we focus on smart storytelling and multi-platform engagement to create value beyond live rights. Live rights means in India, when you say sports, it's more 90% is cricket, right? So things we are trying to change in our channel is that we want to create a platform for all other sports, not just cricket. So every decision from rights to production goes through our EBITDA lens. Passion drives what we pick. Disciplines drive how we deliver it. That is what our concept is.
Absolutely. So when you're talking about this, there are slot sellings, right? It has been described as both art and negotiation of sciences. So what is your approach? Because you're into the industry from such a long time, you have met so many people, and how do you ensure the right contents, find the right commercial partner?
Good question, because slot selling has suddenly come into picture, and I take a lot of credit for that. Slot selling, when you say it's a kind of slang in broadcast industry, what is slot selling? So there was a better term, I would say, that is placement fee. So
Okay.
if you place something on the channel, you will have to pay something
Correct.
to the channel. Because what happens, Amy, that in other sports, this is a very catch 22 situation where you want a broadcaster and you don't want to pay them, and even your advertisers which are on the ground, they don't want to put money on TV.
Yes.
So it's a win-win situation for them, but not for the broadcaster. So then we created this slot selling. It's all about alignment
Okay.
between the content soul and the brand story. So my approach is to first understand what the property truly stands for, and then match it with partners who share the same ethos, right? It's not about filling inventory only. It's
Hmm.
about creating value through context. When the right content meets the right brand, it is no longer a transaction. It's become a partnership, and that is what we do.
True. So when you talk about partnerships these days, there is a lot of audience fragmentation. It can be across OTT, the linear TV, the digital. So how do you decide which sports content deserves premium slots versus the supplementary platforms?
No, I mean, things are changing very fast. In the
Okay.
last 7, 10 years, I have seen, OTT coming into picture, and it's becoming bigger and better every time, every year. And that's a threat to linear TV. But there is a kind of, loyalty to linear TV as well.
Yes.
So digital is there. That's correct. You can see the numbers suddenly that, 92 crores people watching, viewing, match. These are the good thing about this OTT platforms. For linear, you will have to wait for a week or two to get your numbers, right?
Correct.
So brand generally want everything very quick. How many people watch it, and then you will have to wait for 2 weeks to understand how many people watch it on TV, and then for OTT you can see it live. So honestly, I think it's all starts with this understanding where audience is and how they consume sports today. Some properties still have the must watch live, like recently Asia Cup India Pakistan. Everyone was
Mhm.
there. Even there was a kind of propaganda also. I can say propaganda. Don't boycott Asia Cup. But their numbers were amazing numbers. So everyone was watching. Others work together when you let fans engage on their own time,
Yes.
either through digital or OTT. So we look at data, but also at uh, data is important. I agree that data is important, but it's all about emotions. Cricket is kind of emotions for all of
Yes.
us, and the other sports is also doing, slightly going up, but not at par with cricket. But coming to your questions, what brings people together in this kind of environment where we have OTT, linear TV, and digital, is that is the community over time. When I say community over time, the goal is to create a complete ecosystem, not not just decide what a match is. It's all about who is watching the match. So when you categorize OTT, linear TV, most of the younger audience is on OTT.
Yes.
Still, 30 plus people, like to watch the match on TV. That's the reality.
Correct, correct. So, like when we are talking about live sports, it is one of the last bastions of appointment viewing. So, what operational and technology innovations have you found which are most effective in, enhancing the broadcast efficiency?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, live sport is still one of the few things people watch together. I mean, I would never like to watch a match alone sitting in the room. I would like some of the friends coming at my home watching it together in real time, right? For us, the focus has been, making production more agile and efficient. So I don't know whether you how aware are you for the production, but
Not much,
not much.
frankly.
So remote production is the new thing happening after this COVID thing.
Okay,
So people now sending very few people on the venue,
okay.
and at the venue, and then they cover it through a remote PCR, we call it, production control room, and they create, like it has started with badminton, I think, long time back, and there was few crew there, and this everything was controlled in the studio.
Hmm.
So this is how things are changing. Remote production, cloud-based workflows,
Hmm.
they are the game changers. But I mean, it's not just about game changing. They also cut a lot of cost,
Correct.
improve turnaround, and let us scale faster. So we have also leaned on data and automation to enhance graphics, replays, viewership insights. The idea is simple: use technology to make live broadcasting uh, I mean, smarter, not heavier.
Correct, correct. When we are talking about technology, AI is the new next thing everyone is talking about.
Right.
So, it is even being used to for automated highlights, for real-time analytics, even play out decisions are being made. So, what do you see as the biggest opportunity in AI in the sports production?
No, AI is not a threat for a sports production.
Absolutely.
It's a value addition. I always say that, because AI is already changing the way we produce and present sports. The biggest opportunity, I believe, lies in personalization and efficiency. So imagine every viewer getting highlights or stats tailored to their interests. Someone likes Hardik Pandya more. You know,
Hmm.
they will find out that this guy is a fan of Hardik Pandya, and he will show more of Hardik Pandya rather than other players. So this is
Yes.
how you customize your interest through AI, and that's where AI can truly elevate fan experience. And I see a lot of things. This is just a scratch. I can tell you, Amy, that we have just started seeing AI in production, but you will see a lot more in the coming days. Lot more. When I say lot more, it's a lot more. On the production side, AI can automate routine edits, optimize camera angles, and even predict peak engagement moments. It won't replace creative judgment like producer, director, saying something and AI is doing something else. It is just a value
It's
addition, as I said, but it will free teams to focus more on storytelling and innovation.
okay. Like, can you share a few quick behind the scenes stories where quick decision making change the outcome of a broadcast?
In terms of
In terms of play out delivery, in terms of satellite planning
yeah,
or
something
live
happened.
events. Yeah.
Yeah, live events always test you. Generally, it's a kind of testing, because एक हिंदी में कहावत है ना कि live में 100 खून भी माफ है. It's very popular. Because you have to control everything, right?
Yes.
Something fails suddenly. What will you do? You can't do anything, because if satellite fails, there is no broadcasting.
No.
If some router fails, there is no production. So yeah, that's why I always say live events always test you. One instance that has stand out, as you said, your personal experience. So during an international sports, I remember, where our satellite feed suddenly dropped moments before the game started. You know,
Oh.
so within the minutes, the team switched to our backup IP
Hmm.
feed, and rerouted through an alternate teleport. And for viewers, they didn't even notice the switch. For us, we got to know that this is what has happened. So those are the moments. This is just one. If one I remember, suddenly it was Mahila Jayawardene's match, and I was with 10 Sports that time as a producer, and suddenly something failed, and we were not able to cover the half of the match full day.
Oh.
Then something was brought from India to Sri Lanka, and then we connected everything. And from morning, it was because the last match, the pressure was on us. There was some felicitation, and there was some more event coming up next day, last day. So we did, 24/7. Someone has gone from Sri Lanka and carried that router, came back, and from early morning we started, showing live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, that's interesting, but that can be so stressful also during those times.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you manage that, the whole
No, no,
team? And
if you are stressed, you will not be able to take any decision, because uh, these are the moments. Generally these are the moments very common in live broadcasting, where preparations meets instinct. So
hmm,
one line I can say, you can't control everything, but you can
correct,
control how fast you can respond. That's
correct.
what we have done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like there's another question also. Like there are rights fee structure for sports IPs in India, and it has been evolving in past few years.
Yeah.
So how is it reshaping the way broadcasters evaluate the ROIs on these acquisitions?
Right. So, that's a very good question. I mean, I will comment, and I know few people will feel bad about it, because we are the broadcasters are the problem for these rights value creation, right? Because we have given them the window to sell uh, IPL for 50,000 crore.
Okay.
We have given them the window. We have bid for that, right? So we
Hmm.
have put that money on the paper, that
Hmm.
this is what we are planning to buy in 50,000 CR.
Hmm.
I don't know whether anybody is making money out of it. I will not go into that. But rights fee in India have become far more dynamic.
Hmm.
The broadcaster has raised the level to there, and now they want to bring them down. So there are so
Okay.
many mergers happening. There will be less takers for the rights, and then you will find that the rights feel. This is my thought that things will come down, because now with there are fewer channels, there are fewer broadcasters who can buy cricket rights, and then you can play with BCCI or other IP owners. So rights fee, as I said, is have become more dynamic. It's no longer just about viewership. It's about ecosystem values. As a broadcaster, we can now evaluate ROI not only in ad sales but also
Hmm.
digital reach, brand associations, and long-term audience build-up. These are the things. Earlier, this was not there before the OTT came, right?
Correct.
The focus has shifted from cost of rights to value of engagement.
Hmm. Neeraj, like, it has been stuck. Your video has been stuck.
As per his thing, it will, and then for if 80 years, 70 years is watching the live cricket or live sports, the ad will be as per his audience, right? So we look for properties that may not command massive right case. I'm talking about our broadcasting, but
Correct.
deliver strong affinity, consistency, and monetization potential across platform. That is what we always look for. We don't look for bigger events with higher cost of rights. We go for the more engagement rights and less payment, less license fee.
Okay. So how do you balance like the global sports IPs when we are talking about that with the need to invest in the local or the emerging sports properties, and how to build a long-term audience?
It's really about striking a balance. I mean, you can't say that I will just show only Indian events, right?
Hmm.
That is not going to work for a sports channel. And we need to change the definition of sports, because
Yes.
in India, sports people understand only cricket. And
Correct.
I was watching a sports show on a news channel, and it was named a sports show, but 100% of that content was cricket. So I told that friend, why don't you change the name to cricket show? Why you are using the word sports? When you
Correct.
say sports, you should have more of other thing. But saying that this is what the country is, but it's really about striking a balance. Global sports IPs bring larger instant scale, maybe credibility and commercial returns, like EPL. If EPL is coming on our channel, people have
Hmm.
interest. I know the numbers will not match cricket numbers, but
Hmm.
there is an audience for that, right?
Correct.
So which are important to fund the business. But if you only focus for them, you are not going to make money. So we
Absolutely.
miss the chance to build local fan base, because we show very little of other sports on the channel. You got my point, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we strategically invest in emerging sports. Emerging, when I say emerging sports, the name, pickleball, pedal.
Yes.
These are the upcoming games.
Upcoming.
Yeah, and it's I think it's spreading like anything. So
Hmm.
so giving them visibility, storytelling, and accessibility, while leveraging insights from global IPs to grow engagement. It's a kind of balancing the act, right? And over time, this helps create loyal audiences and more diverse sports ecosystem in India, which is not there. Sorry to say,
Correct.
but it is not there.
It is not. The people who are involved in sports are
Yeah.
very well aware of it. That's all about cricket here in India,
I
at
can give you
least.
an example if you want me to.
Sure, sure, sure.
So you know what happened. I mean, it's a very. I mean, I should not be saying India hosted first time MotoGP in 2023, and there was a broadcaster. Uh, the same day was India Australia some match, and
Okay.
this broadcaster has 10, 12 channels.
Hmm.
They skipped that MotoGP event which was happening for the first time in India, just for they could have given at least one channel
Hmm.
broadcast.
Exactly.
So that kind of reality is there. Yeah.
True,
And-
true.
yeah.
So, like, when you talk about this, like when you talk about balancing, so how can strategic partnerships help not only in India, globally, and how can the sports media ecosystem overall grow? Because like you have so much experience.
Yeah.
So how can a global level scale come to India, do partnerships, and we can grow as a sports industry? How can that happen?
This is through partnership. I
Hmm.
think a truly effective partnerships today is more than just a logo on the screen, right?
Mhm.
It's about alignment. It's not just about as you said, slot selling, where what we give them the slot, we ask for money. You
Hmm.
know, so
Correct.
this is just quick, easy money making procedure. I believe in partnerships, long term partnership. If you want to build a product, you have to uh, keep it at least 3 years or 5 years in mind. And it's about alignment, shared goals, complementary strengths. Someone has some strength, broadcaster has different strength, right? And the ability to co-create value for fans, that is very important. It's If you will work in separate ways, it's not going to create value for fans. Like broadcaster will show the IPs, but if they are not able to engage the fans, then there's no point. They are not running
Absolutely.
promos, they are not running contests. That kind of thing is required, and that will come through partnership only. Whether it is through innovative content, digital engagement or revenue sharing models, these are the models generally happens in broadcasting.
Hmm.
The best partnership enhance the fan experience while driving measurable business outcomes. So I think partnership, when we say partnership, it should be from both sides. Both sides should take this product as one, and they should start working on that.
Okay. Like these days, it's all about like social media, the reels,
Correct.
the shorts. So
Yeah.
how is that playing an important role into sports? And is it benefiting sports as an industry? And how is that as a segment when we look at it?
Yeah, that's very important. I mean, social media campaign is very important because if somebody is saying that we are not into social media, then you are not in the picture.
Correct.
You cannot ignore that. What we are doing is part of social media only. I mean, it's all about
Correct.
educating people, uh, increasing fan base. So like I can give you example when we started MotoGP. Our campaign was with Shikhar Dhawan as brand
Okay.
ambassador, right? So for even even for promoting kind of MotoGP in India, you need a cricketer as brand ambassador. That's the
Correct.
reality. So our campaign that stand out was with Shikhar Dhawan. So instead of just standard promos, we created 360-degree engagement with him,
Okay.
like TV, digital, outdoor, even biking
Hmm.
communities. We brought together biking communities and
Hmm.
given them the place to watch MotoGP live. So fans felt that was a part of an experience, right? It
Correct.
worked because we connected the sports to a relatable personality, and tapped into niche communities because MotoGP very niche. MotoGP has a very
Absolutely.
niche audience. So,
Absolutely.
so that drove viewership far beyond our expectations. It grew. I can say that numbers has grown. Even when it was there in India at Noida, Greater Noida, the audience was 40,000. Where you will not see that crowd in Europe even, which is number one sports there, right? If you will say that Formula One and MotoGP are the number one in
Hmm.
sports
Hmm.
segment, but the audience here, because of the numbers we have,
Correct.
because of the population we have, and fan following is increasing in other sports. So new
Yes, it
kids
is.
generally don't just follow cricket; they also
Hmm.
follow pickleball. They also follow football mostly.
Yes.
Things are changing.
Things are changing
Yeah,
in the younger
yeah,
generation. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So, like, you have led, across multiple teams, like from programming, operations, marketing, and it is like these are different and rare combinations, and
Yeah.
it is tough to manage the teams and operations overall. So, how do you align these diverse teams to one common vision, and you're still driving it and ensuring that there is profitability? How does that happen?
Look, I mean, I started as a journalist, as you said in my intro, as a sports journalist, and then graduated to broadcasting and all. And uh, for me, it's about clarity and shared goals. You know, you have to be very clear. Like if you have a bigger team, and generally in live sports, live action matters. Other programmings are just kind of surroundings, right? So for me, it's more about clarity, what we need to do. Programming, operations, and marketing may have different priorities,
Yes,
but we have to align around one vision, that is delivering great sports content that engages fans and drive revenue, because without revenue nobody is going to give you that, that you run the channel in losses. You will
absolutely.
ask questions every time. Regular communication, data driven insights, these are the point of discussions we have with the team, and a culture where every team sees how their work impacts the bigger picture, keeps moving, everyone moving in the same direction, while keeping, staying profitable, I would say.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So looking ahead, like, the next 5 years or like 5 to 7 years into the sports media industry into India, like what do you see? How is it growing into the fan engagement segment or the technology sector, the AI coming in? What do you see? What's the next big thing?
Oh, definitely. I think the next decade will be all about technology and personalization. I mean, when we say personalization, means audience giving their feedback, at the moment, live. That is going to happen. AI, AR, VR, and data analytics will make content more immersive and tailored, while fan engagement shifts from passive viewership to interactive. Everyone wants to say that, now I can see people watching the game together. When we say together in our time, it was sitting in a room watching India Pakistan, right?
Yes,
But now this community, the Gen Z community, is on the mobile watching match and interacting together. That, this what is going to happen, what has happened, So this
correct.
is what things are changing. Fan engagement shifts from passive viewers to interactive, as I just said. But on the business side, we will see flexible right deals, dynamic revenue sharing, and niche sports gaining traction. This is
Okay.
not happening till then, but I hope in the next 5 7 years, the niche sport, when we see niche sports like golf is growing in
It
India,
is. It is.
and then pickleball, as I said, and then
Hmm.
new sports will come, more of it will come, and creating a more diverse and profitable sports mechanism in India.
True. Perfect. Neeraji, we'll move on to the next segment of the podcast.
That is rapid fire, right?
Correct, correct,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
ask you a question, few questions, and you'll have to be quick in answering.
Yes.
It's one word or max one sentence.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. If your life were a sports broadcast, would you rather be a commentator, the camera operator, or the sponsor on a jersey?
So I would have chosen teaching.
Okay.
I got selected in JNU, I think, before I
Wow.
took mass communication. So,
Okay.
so it could have been a teacher.
Wow. Interesting. You've managed satellite planning. So if you actually got a free ticket to space, which sports would you want to broadcast from the orbit?
Oh, so good question. I would probably go for Formula One or MotoGP maybe,
Yes,
because from
yes,
orbit you could capture the entire track layout at once, from the top,
absolutely.
seeing how cars strategize, overtake and respond all corners in real time. So that you have, you seen that motor sports from
Yes,
top circuit? So it looks beautiful.
it looks
Yeah,
beautiful. It looks amazing.
yeah, yeah.
If Warner Brothers Discovery asked you to create a new cartoon based on sports, what would you call it?
I think one character which has all the elements to be a cartoon character is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Uh,
Yes.
I feel that, there could be something like Mahi Way,
Hmm.
where we can have Mahendra Singh Dhoni as a cartoon character, teaching gyans, giving gyans on everything from biking to to cricket to everything. So I think he can be a great cartoon character.
Absolutely. Complete the sentence. The future of sports media is less about TV and more about.
More about fan engagement, which is I
Okay.
discussed.
Okay.
Yeah,
And finally, who is your favorite player of all time?
Vivian Richards. You can see that in my DP. It is there for
Yes.
last 10 years. I never change it. So he is my god, and I have seen him, as my hero. And I'm fortunate that I met him so many times. Uh, did produce him as a producer. He was a commentator for my previous channel.
Okay.
So he is my, I kind of, I always see I have given him, uh, Hindi name Sher
Okay.
Singh, Sher Singh, because he
Wow.
he walks like a tiger,
Okay.
lion.
Yes.
I can I
Okay.
can I can give that answer again. Can I give it?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
you asked me
sure.
this question because I think last में थोड़ा Sher Singh हो गया.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah,
The last question is, and
yeah.
finally, who is your favorite all-time player?
It is Vivian Richards. I met him in 2015,
Okay.
2013 and 2015, and then met him so many times. But I have always watched him as a cricketer. He could have been a great T20 player if he was there this time. And the best thing is that I gave him a Hindi name, Sher Singh. And every commentator, other commentator like Sanjay Manjekar used to call him Sher Singh.
Wow, that's interesting name. Okay. Now we'll move on to the last segment. That's you'll have to answer one question into 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. 30
Like
seconds, right?
30 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the role of AI, or how is AI increasing or shaping everything from content discovery to automated highlights in the context of rights to revenues? How do you see AI influencing the valuation, partnership models, the revenue generation?
Yeah. So, I mean, as I said, AI is changing the game end to end. For rights, it helps us predict viewership and value properties more accurately, because earlier it was all calculation, but now it can be compare all the rights and then give you a value, right? Even for niche sports. On partnership, I think it enables dynamic revenue sharing and smarter target audience or sponsorship. And for revenue, three questions, right? On revenue also.
Yes.
AI drives personalized highlights. We are doing that. So interactive experiences. Generally, what used to happen, it will take more than 30 seconds. We used to create highlights which takes around 7 to 8 hours, after
Okay.
match. Now you can create it right away, just after
Yes.
highlights are ready to roll, right? So these are the things which has changed sports media, I think, because of AI.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Neeraj ji, for joining today on the podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and looking forward to another podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, everyone, let's stay in touch. Let's stay connected. And for more understanding on sports and technology, please share this episode with all the sports fans in your group. We will meet in the next episode next time. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring.